Dhrupad is actually the oldest surviving form of Indian classical music, as I said before. I think every Indian knowledge system that has started ages ago, they were started, I think, with a very, very similar objective. I mean, some people use terms like moksha and enlightenment and all, which is probably true, but then again, I know nothing about that, so there's nothing that I can talk about that. But definitely we can relate to objectives such as refinement of the mind, of the consciousness, increasing the subtlety of the awareness and increasing the resolution of the perception. So I think every activity that every knowledge system in India was designed to push us towards this, towards furthering along this path. Sorry, you wanted to?
So towards basically enhancing the quality of our life itself.
Enhancing the quality of life itself, yes, yes. So now
can we say that bringing peace of mind, to bring peace of mind or stillness of the mind or something like that?
I think those would be the byproducts of this. Yes, definitely, for sure. Yeah. Okay. Now, the thing is that with such an objective, it's words, lectures, things like typical means of communication. I think they can only take you so far. Beyond that, you need some abstract medium of communication between the teacher and the disciple. And also, I think it's impossible without a teacher, without a guru. Teacher is not even the right word, without a guru. And that's why it's always said ki in India, people always say ki you cannot dream of becoming a musician without a guru. You need a guru to become a musician. So I think the medium of sound is one such abstract medium that allows you to measure your progress along this path of achieving these objectives that we spoke of. I think it's just a way of measure, because many times in class I have seen if my state of mind is not very focused at certain points, it happens, it fluctuates, and I sing in class even though I know that I could have sung much better, and I have sung much better in class before. Guruji says good, ye chahiye tha, because it's just at what percentage of my potential I'm functioning at that point. And there have been many times in class where I feel I've sung really well. मैं कल से तो बहुत better गाया, रियाज अच्छे से करके आया हूँ, and because he knows that I can do better at that point with the state of mind that I have at that point. He knows that I'm capable of more, and he says no. He just so ultimately I realize that it in a way doesn't matter how in tune I'm singing, how in time is. What matters is how much of my potential I'm using at that point. And the whole training is only about that, about taking us further and further. Guruji just few days back, he was saying कि हम यहाँ पे जितना भी कर रहे हैं, we are only doing it to increase the sophistication of the mind. Anything, whether I'm teaching you a new rag, whether I'm teaching you how to use the voice, whether I'm teaching you how to use the body, how to breathe, whatever it is, it's only to increase the sophistication of the mind, to take you. नहीं तो he said music तो बहुत लोग कर रहे हैं और बहुत अच्छा भी कर रहे हैं. People are actually doing beautiful music. But here we are doing something else. Music is very coincidental. Music in the way people usually understand it is very coincidental. But यहाँ पे चल कुछ और रहा है. Yeah. So that to me seems to be the essence of Dhrupad. And this theoretically it's not restricted to Dhrupad. Obviously, it applies to any knowledge system. I guess I'm just fortunate that I've reached gurus in Dhrupad who very firmly teach in this manner, who have this philosophy in their mind.
Purist, completely.
Yeah. And who look at these aspects of the education, so to speak, rather than just कि चलो ये राग सीख लो, अच्छा गा लिया, ठीक है, जाओ next. So it's not that. Yeah. Actually, I like to share an incident. So I think many people know Vikram Hazraji, Vikram Bhaiya as we call him. I had met him last year. Now, it's interesting because he had a long association with my guru's Ustad, Zia Fariduddin Dagar Sahib. We call him Chote Ustad because he was the younger of two brothers, and we call his elder brother Bade Ustad. So he spent a lot of time he used to go regularly to Chote Ustad's house, Bade Ustad's house, and he would spend a lot of time there. And I met him in Bangalore, in the Bangalore Art of Living Ashram. And I just went and introduced myself because I'm also doing Dhrupad in the same tradition. He was telling me that the first time he had gone, Panvel mein unka ghar hai, the first time he had gone to Panvel, he said he heard Ustad sing something and he said he didn't know what he was singing exactly. First time he had just gone. And he said, but kuch to hua. He said something happened that I had never experienced before.
Like a meditative
Something-
experience.
Yeah, something extraordinary. He said, I had no words for that experience. It was amazing. And he said he was hooked. After that, he kept going whenever he could. Then he said, after a few months, when he did his first advanced course with the Art of Living, the hollow and empty meditation that he did, he said it was exactly the same experience that he had when listening to Ustad sing. And that doesn't surprise me at all. Because I have seen that when I'm learning in class, many times we work a lot on the voice, on how to use the body, the breath, and of course the mind. Mind is what governs. How to bring these three in sync to get the right voice of Dhrupad. And I have seen this vertical channel that we work on polishing through our meditations as well. When that is cleared, when I can feel the sound freely moving in this vertical channel, when I can feel it empty completely, and I can feel the voice.
Then it flows.
That's yes, when it flows. That's when Guruji says ye chahiye. And when he says ki nahi baat nahi bani, yahan atak gaya, I can see that the channel is not open. It's somewhere blocked. Kahin to kuch.
So it's so
atak gaya.
close to this entire practices of meditation.
Yes, absolutely. Because in a way, I think the objective is exactly the same. Both are taking you along the same path. Yeah. And I'm just lucky that I have gurus in the music path as well who are very closely aligned.
So one observation that I have is, for any classical concert, you will never have that crowd what we'll have for someone like Honey Singh, for example. But